Another one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast. My name is Sean Ray. We're doing another installment of our 12 Days of Christmas series. Joining me tonight on the show, we have Rick. How's it going, sir?
Eat, Papa, eat.
We've got Brandon.
Hello.
And Scott.
All the days blend together. It's almost like they're the same.
And so in this episode, we're going to be talking about, this is another show that's not really a Christmas topic. We're going to be talking about a Christmas present that Disney has given us this week. Let me set the timer.
You own Disney stock because that's the real present.
Yeah. Let me set the timer. We're going to stick to about a 15-minute conversation here.
Sure we are.
So they are releasing billions of dollars worth of entertainment over the next couple of years. And I'm going to name off some of these titles. As far as Lucasfilm, we're getting an Ahsoka series from for Disney Plus, which is gonna. It says it's a limited series. I don't know if it's going to be an ongoing thing, but it's set in the same universe as The Mandalorian, which we know that it's the Star Wars universe, the same time frame. Yeah. Rosario Dawson coming back and produced by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau.
All right, just ibid that through the whole list.
Yeah. Rangers of the New Republic, which is also in the same timeline as The Mandalorian. Andor, which is it's described as being a tense, nail-biting spy thriller. It's going to be coming in 2022. And Diego Luna.
We know how it ends, right?
Yeah, Diego Luna is going to be reprising his role of rebel spy Cassian Andor from Rogue One.
My wife brought this home for me the other day. It was on clearance.
I saw that on
They are not going to be on clearance for much longer.
Well, they'll have a new version. They'll put out a new.
Right.
Yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a series that we've heard was coming for a long time, and it's kind of been the on again, off again kind of thing for a while, but officially it's coming to Disney Plus. It doesn't really say when, but sometime in the next couple of years. And it says season 1 will feature the return of Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader.
Yay.
The Bad Batch is going to follow the elite and experimental clones of from introduced in the Clone Wars.
I never watched the Clone Wars, and when I saw that posted, I thought it was a gag. I just saw the picture with all of the titles, and I thought that said the bad bitch, and I was like, this has got to be a joke.
And if it's not, I'll watch it even harder.
The backdoor pilot for Bad Batch was like the first 3 episodes of the last season that just barely came out of Clone Wars on Disney Plus.
So is this going to be an animated show? Or
yes.
Is it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it'll be animated.
Animated in the same style as the Clone Wars, from as far as I can tell.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's basically a
That
sequel.
would be the bad bitch. I'd watch that more.
It's
I already made that joke, Rick.
It's basically
Wars
clones
baby.
that can do some really cool stuff.
Is it the same 3 clones that were in Rebels?
No, the different clones. These are like one clone. They're called the Bad Batch because they have genetic abnormalities and stuff like that. So one of the guys is really smart, and one of the guys is like a crack sharpshooter, and one of them's a nerdy hacker, and one of them, they just have
I've
a bunch
seen
of
that movie.
right.
It's the Ninja Turtles. Okay, Star Wars Visions is this is animated short. This is going to be a series of animated short films celebrating Star Wars through the lens of the world's best anime creators. It's an anthology series.
Huh.
Is that going to be kind of like the TIE Fighter and X-Wing pilot anime shorts that have been making the rounds on Facebook
I have no idea, but
It sounds almost like Matrix Reloaded, or not?
Yeah,
Reloaded,
that's what I was about to say. That
Matrix,
Matrix,
Animatrix, yeah,
the Animatrix, yeah.
It sounds like Animatrix and Gotham Knight, which came out, I think, between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. They did a collection of animated shorts in various Japanese anime styles for The Dark Knight and for The Matrix, as we just mentioned. And I was initially assuming that with a title like Star Wars Visions, that it would be the Star Wars version of What If, which Marvel is giving
It could
us.
be.
I'm assuming that's going to be brought up here in a minute. But the Marvel What If series, I assumed that they were doing something like that with Star Wars. But if it's just Star Wars stories but told in a different visual style, then that can be cool also.
Lando is, I mean, obviously a show about Lando Calrissian.
Is Danny Glover playing Lando?
No, they're in the early stages of creating this. This is for Disney
There is
Plus.
no reason to watch Lando if he's not playing.
Donald Glover.
I mean, I don't know that he's not. He doesn't say that
sorry,
he
not Danny.
is. So
Danny's the old guy.
but
he's too old for that now.
not Danny Glover.
Short man.
But he's
As Danny Glover says, I'm too old for this shit. And Billy D. Williams says, so am I.
Made that joke.
yeah. Donald Glover is I mean, he's doing stuff. He's on a show right now, but that doesn't mean that he can't come and do a limited series. I don't know.
I would watch his Lando do just about anything because
Yeah.
I enjoyed Solo. I think it got a lot more flack than it deserved, but his Lando Calrissian was the absolute saving grace of that film, other than Tandy Newton. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Newsom.
let me
Just
tell you
Newton.
what I want from this Lando show, because
Tandy
I
Newton.
actually think it would be
Okay.
amazing.
It's Tandy Newton
know-
and Tawny Newsom in Lower Decks. That's it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So from Lando, I would love to see Lando, because you know how he kept embellishing his stories. I would love to actually see those stories, but like an open and a close with Lando, and that's how I became the world's most well-dressed smuggler.
Oh, you are going totally young Indiana Jones Chronicles on this, where you have
Kinda.
an old Indiana Jones at the beginning, with a bookend with old Indy at the beginning and the end, and then you
I
have
was in the First World War.
and
I,
then
I just want it. I want the actual story to completely contradict the episode, though.
that would be nice. Get Billy D. Williams at the beginning to do an intro and then an outro, and then have
Yes.
Donald Glover in the middle playing young
Yeah.
Lando. That would be a way to go.
I would love that.
And then the Acolyte, which is I don't know. The mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. And then a droid story, which is an epic journey that will introduce us to a new hero guided by legendary duo R2D2 and C3PO. Yay.
Oh, they're remaking Star Wars droids. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That was exactly my thought.
Yeah. And then a series, and then this isn't even Star Wars related. This is just Lucasfilm, and they're doing a TV series of Willow.
My
But it
wife
takes-
has been looking forward to this show for years.
It takes place decades after the movie, so it's
But Warwick Davis is still playing Willow, and
Oh, yeah.
now he's the aged wizard, and there's going to be a bunch of new folks, and and apparently, it's not in any way solidified, but Warwick Davis is really trying to get Val Kilmer to be involved in some way.
Val Kilmer. I
He's not
seriously
doing good.
doubt he'll. Yeah,
I think
he's
he'll do.
not.
I think he'll do it. I mean, yes, Mad Mardigan would be 1,000 years old, but
No, I mean he's not doing well.
well, no,
health-wise.
he's got a tracheotomy and stuff. But
Yeah.
I think that Davis will get him in there somehow.
I think it would be cool if there were like a cameo or something like that. But
Yeah. No, he's not going to be a regular on it.
the last time I saw Kilmer, he could barely walk.
He doesn't
Yeah.
even look like Val Kilmer anymore, really. So
Well, he hasn't for a long
I-
time.
yeah.
Most of that.
Regardless, whether they get Val Kilmer or not, whether it's a cameo or not, I am 100% for this series. I, like Emily, Rick, I have been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yeah.
I have the trilogy of novels written by Chris Claremont that didn't really advertise itself like on the covers as the sequel to Willow, but if you've seen the movie, you know this is following these same characters
Have you read the Willow novels?
later on in life.
She's read a couple of them. Yeah.
Okay, I can't remember what they called the series. I think it might have been like Shadow Moon series or something.
that sounds familiar. Yeah.
It
I've
It
never
did it-
liked Willow.
it did a decent job of continuing the story, but it required the character of Willow right at the beginning of the trilogy. Like he loses his entire family and like he becomes basically a different person. So he's like, you know, an old broken man going into the story, and then it really centers around the baby from the movie, and now she's growing up. She's becoming a young woman, and the prophecy is beginning to fulfill itself. So it was an interesting take, but I'm much more interested to see a series based on this and take it in another original direction. I'm super excited.
Most
Brendan,
of-
if it helps, my great heresy is I never liked the Dark Crystal. I think it's long and boring.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid. So, most of these Marvel shows we already knew about, like WandaVision and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. A lot of them that we've gotten, like, you know, solidified release dates on them. Loki, What If, which
Have y'all seen the trailer for Loki?
No.
It looks like it's gonna be a fun ass ride.
Miss Marvel is let's see. I don't remember if this is supposed to be an animated show.
No, it's
Or-
live
no,
action,
it's live action.
and they fell into some heat with some casting issues. With apparently you've got like a guy who is known throughout the industry for not being a very good guy in there, and the girl that they cast to play Miss Marvel is not the same ethnicity as she is playing, which is I can see where people will get upset about that. But speaking as somebody who doesn't get a lot of screen time for my ethnicity, wins, you know, I don't care that you've got a Chinese guy playing a Korean in Star Trek Voyager. Like, fine, you can put an Asian guy on the screen. We'll get past that. Let's start somewhere and we'll get past it. Miss Marvel, I own every single issue of Miss Marvel that's ever been printed. And so I really hope that they do this one well.
Now, have you heard, Brandon, that the character of Miss Marvel in this series, they've already confirmed the same actor is going to be portraying the same character in Captain Marvel 2.
I had not heard that news, but I'm kind of glad they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this series is going to feed the character into a supporting role in the Captain Marvel sequel.
See, I think this is what they've always wanted.
Tell me what exactly you're talking about, because I have no idea what any of this is about.
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel is a teenage girl who idolized Captain Marvel, who then in it was Terrigen Mist, but I'm not going to explain that. Through a freak accident,
she's stretchy.
She
She's
gains
stretchy and she's really
superpowers,
strong and stuff. Yeah.
and which can let her change her form, which usually she just does by embiggening apart and beating someone up or shrinking down. And but because she was a superhero fangirl writing fanfics about the superheroes in that universe, so she's like, well, Miss Marvel, she turned into Miss Marvel at one point, like the Carol Danvers version of her, so that she could go save someone when she was first getting her powers. And she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna be Miss Marvel. And so she took on the namesake because you got Captain Marvel. It's a coming of age.
Who used to be Miss Marvel?
Yes. So it's a coming of age teenage immigrant story. Her parents are immigrants. She's growing up, trying to grow up as a normal American girl in Brooklyn, and her parents make that difficult sometimes. But some of my favorite scenes in all of comics are in there. When the world's ending, her mom and her have a talk that make me tear up every single time. But I've always thought that the TV shows should feed into the movies like that.
They're going to more, because one of the big ones is the Secret Invasion TV series that they're going to do. That's going to be a big deal in the movies. I think that's going to be setting up a whole storyline that's going to feed into the movies. And also Miss Marvel, if you ever play the Avengers video game that came out last year for PlayStation 4 and Xbox and all that, Miss Marvel is like the main character of that game.
But what's the ethnicity problem?
So she is her. Hang on, I don't want to say the wrong things, but
Indian, I think.
No, she's not
Kamala
Indian.
Khan.
I think she's Pakistani.
Okay.
And it's I think they cast some I'm trying to find exactly because I'm not sure what the person who they cast her at was. I just saw. I'm doing this thing where I'm not. I'm just consuming the news via headlines, like most people.
Yeah.
Because I like
and
to.
I'm not trying to be confrontational. I haven't heard any of this, so I'm curious because whitewashing is a
Okay,
terrible thing.
so there's a non-Muslim Indian that has been cast as a Pakistani person, which would be like I can't think of any good parallels, but like a German being cast as a New Yorker during World War II. You know, they're
Yeah.
not quite to that extent, but there's one guy who has had multiple Title IX allegations filed against him. Yeah, so there's some issues with the casting, but I just want to see him do it well. Like let's see it go well.
Our buzzer went off, but I do want to name off just a couple more because Pixar's got Soul, which is coming out on Christmas Day. I'm looking forward to that. That's about a guy that like he dies and goes into the afterlife, and it looks pretty good. I saw the trailer on Disney Plus. It looks pretty good. And then Chris Evans is going to be playing Buzz Lightyear in a Buzz Lightyear origin movie,
but not the toy.
Not the toy. Yeah. Yeah, he said this is not about the toy. He's like, yeah, we didn't think it was going to be taking place in a sweatshop somewhere. Ooh. Let's see.
I like the concept. I think they finally decided, hey, that cold open for Toy Story 2 with Buzz Lightyear on the alien planet fighting the little droid things and then going up against Emperor Zurg. That was a fun sequence, really fun sequence. And they finally decided, you know what, we can spin that off into its own thing.
They used to have a cartoon series. When my son was little, they had a cartoon series called Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
Yeah, but it wasn't good.
It was about the real Buzz Lightyear.
But that was lame. This is going to be better.
This is a cartoon scene. Well, yeah, we'll see. It may just be a Pixar version of that.
When they announced that they were doing a movie based on the Haunted Mansion, I scoffed, and it actually was pretty good.
You liked an Eddie Murphy movie?
What?
You liked an Eddie Murphy movie?
Yeah, I love Eddie Murphy. Well, some of his stuff.
I don't love all of his stuff.
No, I loved his early. Okay, I loved Eddie Murphy right up until The Absent-Minded Professor.
The Nutty Professor,
whatever. And then he started playing like 15 different characters in every movie, and it was all about farts. And
he was doing that way back in Coming to America.
That was that. Well, okay, yeah, that's where it started, but that was like minimal. And Arsenio Hall did it too.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just Eddie Murphy; was everybody in the damn movie. And I tried to watch The Nutty Professor, and then there was that whole dream sequence where he was a giant and fart, and it was just like, and Eddie Murphy's best work since then has been as voices, Donkey and Mushu.
I haven't actually seen not Showgirl. Oh, come on! What was the movie that with Jennifer Hudson and
Showgirls?
No.
Yeah, Showgirls. He was in that. No, not Showgirls. Dreamgirls.
Yes, thank you.
Showgirls was a completely different thing.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even let myself say the whole title because.
And then they're bringing back some stuff, so they're remaking 3 Men and a Baby. They're with Zac Efron. They're doing Hocus Pocus 2, which I knew that was going to happen eventually. Cheaper by the Dozen. They're doing a remake. Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Another remake of Cheaper by the Dozen? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It makes
What
money.
What are we doing?
Another Night at the Museum. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Night at the Museum?
Japan, did you know there is a whole cult in Russia that worships Gadget?
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm not even kidding. It's like they have a whole religion around it.
Sister Act 3, Baymax, Zootopia Plus, Moana, a Moana TV series, Zootopia is a TV series. So that, yeah, that's, and then there's a lot of stuff like the Mighty Ducks. They're coming out with a Mighty Ducks TV series. Turner and Hooch. They're doing a remake of that.
So
No.
can you tell, is the Mighty Ducks remake the remake or like a TV series of the hockey playing Little League team?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
is it? Oh, see, because I
Emilio
kind of like
Estevez is
the
going to be in it.
alien ducks from space.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I love that show. No, it's Lauren Graham and Emilio Estevez. They star in the next chapter of the hit Mighty Ducks franchise, premiering. Oh, this is not a series. This is a movie. In present-day Minnesota, the Mighty Ducks have evolved from scrappy underdogs to an ultra-competitive powerhouse youth hockey team. After 12-year-old Evan is unceremoniously cut from the Ducks, he and his mom Alex set out to build their own ragtag team of misfits to challenge the cutthroat, win-at-all-cost culture of competitive youth sports. So
You know what this
Emilio
is? You know what
Emilio
this is?
Estevez is going to be the coach of the bad team this time, even though he's
This is, what do you know? The heroes have become
The
the
villains.
villains. Yes.
This is
Lauren
Y'all
Graham
are-
is going to be.
They've stopped mining my childhood for shit, and now they're doing yours.
I'm
Well, you
fine
know
with
what they say: you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
Yeah. All right. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's some other stuff, but we've overstayed our welcome already. So
Real quick,
Hawkeye's
can I?
series is filming.
go ahead.
So I was googling it while we were talking. The casting is not Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is the right ethnicity. Marvel's first Pakistani Muslim, and it was Marvel's first Pakistani Muslim superhero, and so that matches up. What it looks like is her mom is not really the right ethnicity for it, and then her best friend is actually, instead of being a Turkish, well, in the show she's a Turkish girl, but in the backlash, it's not that the person's done anything egregious, but they just find it inappropriate that a half-white Christian girl is cast as a Turkish Muslim.
Yeah, and yeah, understandable. So
You mean
Okay,
like doing a movie about Egyptian gods and casting all white people?
yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, and I know that wasn't that long ago, but I don't think they could do that now.
But I will also say, though, that
Couldn't do it
Egyptian
then.
Gods movie was not the first Egyptian Gods movie representing Egyptians. Miss Marvel holds a place in a lot of people's hearts as the first Muslim superhero with their own series at Marvel. So overstayed my welcome. I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, you had Charlton Heston playing
Let my people go.
The ultimate Hebrew dude. Okay, so that's gonna pretty much do it for us. Thank you guys for being here. Everybody come back and listen tomorrow. We will have another installment of our 12 Days of Christmas series. We'll talk to you then.